Hi there, in this video we're going to play some music, okay, and then automatically add some markers, add the different transitions by hitting a shortcut while we're listening to the music, which turns out to be terrible, but you can do it. What's really interesting about this video is that these markers, any way you want to create them, you can get either footage or in my case images to kind of fill the gaps, okay, and do transitions at every marker, which can be handy. But you must be warned, before we get started, there is some terrible dad style dancing that goes on. Not this guy, me, it's bad. All right, let's get started. All right, I was gonna skip this bit and just say clear the timeline, but I thought in the last video how to clear all the markers. Right click any of the markers and just say clear all markers, or select the markers. Okay, and we'll delete this and we are going to start again. Get right to the beginning and get ready. First things first, let's go to our project. Okay, let's bring in our music. We're gonna do our beat too. All right, and I imagine this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna turn on the camera, hang on. All right, let's do this. Okay, people do this. Apparently you can do markers to the beat. I definitely can't, so we're gonna give it a go. You ready? All right. You ready? Oh, little dude. Oh, that is embarrassing. All right, so I've just rewatched that video. I'm embarrassed myself. You're embarrassed. My editors, I'm definitely, Jason and Taylor, I'm sorry for that. That's all I had. I'm a dad now. I'm allowed to dance like that. And what do we end up? Can you see the markers that are pinned up the top? The other thing I should probably comment on is I haven't had a shave for a while. We're in the middle of COVID. Shaving doesn't seem all that necessary anymore. Anyway, so here's my little bits that I hit. I find it's probably easier. I'm going to zoom in on my timeline. Remember, Option plus. Okay, it's probably easier just to hit them on, you know, these kind of waveforms. Okay, and just kind of move them around. But sometimes timing works if you have good timing. Okay, so hey. Now we need to add our footage to it, because if we do this, if I grab, actually I'm going to shrink this one up. Okay, let's zoom in. So if I grab a bunch of, or all my images, let's grab them all. Okay, if I grab them all and dump them in here, they just plonk on their normal size. Okay, what I want them to do is adjust to this. So what I can do is have them all selected and hit this button here. It says automate to sequence. Click on that and say, not the order, oh no, placement sequentially? No, at unnumbered markers. Cool. And yes, let's do that. Let's click OK. And one thing you'll notice is that they ended up like at the next marker from where my playhead was. So you just got to make sure your playhead's right at the beginning before you do that whole thing. Okay. I'll pretend like that was a learning exercise. Ooh, the other thing is it hasn't done it for the first one. Okay, another learning exercises. You can tell how much I do this. I just match it to the beats when I try and do my cuts, but I do it to the waveform rather than bopping around like a dad. So put it in the first one, have them all selected again. Let's do it. Unnumbered markers, hooray. Okay, what you might find as well is, can you see they've kind of adjusted out here? I'll show another for instance. So let's say your markers are a lot further apart. Okay, so I'm gonna do a marker here, and a marker here, and a marker here. And what ends up happening is, again, I'll do the same thing. Can you see there's these big gaps here? The big gaps is because my default for an image is, how many seconds? 5 seconds by the looks of it, 4 seconds. Let's have a look, hover above it, 5 seconds. So that's the default that is in my preferences. You can go and change that. What we can do though, so what it does is it says, all right, 5 seconds, unless there's another marker. 5 seconds, it tries to be 5 seconds, but it can't fit, so it cuts off. These guys can be their full 5 seconds and then stop to the next one. So that might be useful for you, okay? But say you do want to butt them up with longer markers like this, you can either change your default in the preferences, or probably easiest is I'm gonna undo all of that. Right click, select them all, right click them all. Let's go to speed and duration, and actually let's say these guys are all, like make them 20 seconds each, okay? So that they're way past, is that way past? Yeah, way past. Okay, just longer than the breaks you have. Make it 20 minutes, it won't matter. Let's add them to the beginning. Actually, no, remember? Hit that button, and now they should stretch out to the different markers that I've got. Let's have a look how good we did with the beat. That's what you're wondering. You're like, how good is this guy? How good is that bopping? Let's go. You ready? Not good at all. I was too busy jiggling around for the camera. There's lots of cuts that you could do in there. Give it a go. Have some fun. Another useful thing, especially like this works for video clips as well, is if you are doing this for images and you want to transition between them all, select them all and Command D on a Mac, Control D on a PC will put in whether your default transition is. Okay, so let's have a little look. Might mute that now, we're also at that. Okay, so there'll be a default transition between them all. Great way to do bulk stuff. And remember to change your default transition, find your video transition that you want it to be, okay, and just right click it and say set as default. Then when you hit Control D on a PC or Command D on a Mac, it'll be whatever that is. And you'll see the little blue square around it. All right, that is it. Timing your images or footage to markers and how to get markers done automatically as you go through. You might want to skip that first bit and just put in the markers manually, but the rest of it still works. Just remember to use in your project panel, use this one here, automate to sequence. All right, that is it for markers. I will see you in the next video.